In 2025, data from the China Netcasting Services Association showed a shift in how 700 million people spend their time. Audiences began consuming over 120 minutes of fragmented vertical video every day, narratives designed to be watched one thumb swipe at a time. This chart tracks the resulting market. By 2024, revenue for these microdramas reached 50.4 billion yuan. For the first time, the money generated by these short-form episodes surpassed the total annual box office of traditional Chinese cinema. To meet this demand, the production process moved toward automation. By early 2026, the industry saw an average of 470 entirely AI-generated shows premiering every single day. AI tools have compressed the production timeline from months to days. Because the system creates scripts, actors, and sets digitally, the volume of new content is no longer limited by the speed of human film crews. We are observing the transition where entertainment is no longer a cultural product, but a data-driven output, optimized to capture human attention at a national scale. The demand for this content is rooted in the structural pressures of daily life. For many workers, the 9-9-6 schedule, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week, results in a state of chronic exhaustion and time poverty. Among younger demographics, a stagnant job market has fueled the lying flat movement. When the effort required for upward mobility feels disconnected from the reward, the focus shifts toward immediate, low-cost relief. There is also a demographic gap at the other end of the spectrum. Millions of elderly citizens living in what researchers call the loneliness economy turn to their phones to fill a void of daily intimacy. Traditional films require a high cognitive load, sustained attention, and emotional patience. For a population already drained by 72-hour work weeks or social isolation, that investment feels too expensive. These societal pressures have created a vacuum. People are looking for emotional release that is frictionless, immediate, and requires zero intellectual overhead. In the 1940s, the Frankfurt School described the culture industry as the industrialization of art. Today, we are seeing version 3.0, where AI replaces the human element to standardize the production of feeling itself. The production pipeline removes human friction. Language models generate scripts from high-performing tropes, rendering synthetic actors that never tire and require no salary. This timeline shows the drama's engineering. Scripts rely on hooks every 30 seconds, triggering rhythmic dopamine pulses. The algorithm maps these hooks to social anxieties. Revenge plots target class powerlessness, while unconditional love serves those experiencing isolation. By automating the creation of these tropes, the industry has turned emotional catharsis into a mass-produced, predictable unit of consumption. The platforms distributing these dramas analyze user behavior to identify psychological states. By tracking watch time and interaction, the algorithm estimates when a user is most susceptible to a specific emotional trigger. This allows for an algorithmic sync. The system serves a specific fantasy, like a sudden social promotion or a romantic rescue, exactly when data suggests a deficit. This flowchart tracks monetization. Users move from frustration to an engineered emotional peak. At peak tension, the platform introduces a paywall or product link. It's a closed loop, monitoring the emotional deficit to sell a fleeting digital remedy. This architecture converts human vulnerability into an automated system for extracting attention and revenue. The long-term effects of this consumption are appearing in clinical research. A 2025 study in the journal Neuroimage observed structural changes in the orbital frontal cortex of heavy short video users, the area of the brain responsible for reward processing and impulse control. This constant engagement with AI-generated content moves society toward what philosopher Jean Baudrillard called hyperreality. This is a state where flawed, real-world interactions are replaced by flawless digital simulations. When an AI character provides instant justice or unconditional affection, the effort required to maintain real relationships or pursue long-term career goals can begin to feel unrewarding by comparison. As these platforms align with commercial goals and state regulations, they emerge as an informal emotion control system. They offer a way to manage the population's collective anxiety and loneliness through digital pacification without addressing the underlying causes. AI microdramas are more than a new medium. They represent a shift in how a generation manages its emotions, its attention, and its connection to the physical world.